Welcome everyone. In this video lecture, we will discuss about resistance of crystal diode. As we discussed in the earlier video lectures that the diode conducts current in forward bias condition, and in case of reverse biased only small amount of very negligible amount of current flows, that is known as the reverse saturation current, and the order of that reverse saturation current is in microamperes. So the resistance provided by the diode in forward bias is less in comparison to reverse bias. That means the resistance in case of resistance of the diode in case of forward bias is less, whereas the resistance of the diode in case of reverse bias is large. Now coming to the forward resistance. Uh, what is forward resistance? The resistance offered by the diode to the forward bias condition is known as forward resistance. That means the resistance provided by the diode in case of forward bias conditions. That resistance is known as forward resistance. According to type of supply voltage, there are three types of forward resistance. One is DC or static resistance, second one is AC or dynamic resistance, and third one is average AC resistance. First come to the DC or static resistance. If we supply a DC voltage to the diode, DC forward voltage to this diode, in this case the resistance obtained by the resistance provided by the diode is known as DC or static resistance. And that means if you provide the diode a DC voltage, the operating point on the characteristics curve, that means operating point means Q point on the characteristics curve, is stable, that it will not change with time. So the resistance at this operating point can be simply find out by finding the corresponding levels of the DC voltage Vd across the diode and the resulting DC current Id. Will after obtaining the DC voltage Vd and Id about the operating point, we obtained the equation, the DC or static resistance Rd equal to Vd divided by Id. So what happened actually, you will see in this graph. This is the graph for the this is the Vi characteristics graph of the diode in case of forward bias condition. So this is the operating point of the diode. So through the using this operating point, we find the corresponding value of the voltage and corresponding value of the current. So the resistance of the diode, the DC or static resistance Rd equal to Vd divided by Id. So I think I hope you can understand this point. So another point is the DC resistance levels at the knee and below will be greater than the resistance level obtained for the vertical rise section of the characteristics. As you know that in forward bias case, if you increase the voltage beyond that threshold voltage or knee voltage, uh, there will be a considerable amount of current flows through the diode. That means below that knee voltage, the current is almost negligible, or that means this point, this is the knee point. The below this knee voltage, the current flows through the diode is very negligible. So the resistance offered by the diode in forward bias case below threshold or up to threshold voltage is large compared to this vertical rise section, because in this section the current is very high. Now coming to the AC or dynamic resistance. If you apply a sinusoidal voltage or AC voltage instead of DC supply, we obtain the AC or dynamic resistance. In this case, what happens actually? Actually, the in this point the characteristics in this case the operating point Q point is not actually stable. It will change with time. That change with input. So in this case, how we obtain the dynamic resistance? So this resistance is known as dynamic resistance. How we obtain the dynamic resistance in this case? First determine the, in this case, first determine the Q point before applying this variable voltage. Then through this Q point, draw a tangent. As you see in this case, draw a tangent. Using this tangent, we find the difference in voltage level delta Vd and differences resulting current level delta Id. So using this delta Vd and delta Id, we obtain the dynamic resistance Rd equal to delta Vd divided by delta Id. So as you see in this case, as you see this, this is the characteristics curve and this is the Q point. Draw a tangent to the through this to the line through this Q point. Using this tangent, find the corresponding change in the corresponding difference in the voltage and corresponding difference in the current levels, and using this difference in voltage and difference in current, the dynamic resistance Rd can be found. Rd equal to delta Vd divided by delta Id. This is the graphical method of finding the dynamic resistance. There is another methods, that is the derivative methods. We can find the AC or dynamic resistance. We know that the derivative of the function at a point equal to the slope of the tangent line drawn. That means at this point the derivative of the function is equal to the slope of the tangent line. So using this methods, using this derivative methods, how we find, let us see the dynamic resistance. We know that the diode current equation is Id equal to Is e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt minus 1. So if you differentiate this equation with respect to Vd, dVd Id equal to dVd Id, the value of Id equal to Is e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt minus 1. So dId divided by dVd equal to d divided by dVd. This is the just we just open this brackets and multiply Is terms. So in both the terms, Is equal to e to the power Vd, Is into e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt minus Is. So dId, now the equation becomes dId divided by dVt equal to d by dVd of Is e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt minus d by dVd of Is. This d by dVd of Is, as you know that this is a constant term, we can the derivative of this term will be 0. So dId divided by dVd equal to the derivative of this term is Is into e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt into 1 by eta Vt. So just rearranging the terms, so dId divided by dVd equal to Is e to the power Vd divided by eta Vt divided by eta Vt. So this term can be written as dId divided by dVd equal to Id plus Is divided by eta Vt. This term can be represented as by this. Why this? Because we know that Id equal to Is e to the power Vt divided by eta Vt minus 1. So if the term Is, now the Id plus Is equal to Is into e to the power Vt divided by eta Vt. So as you know that the Is is the reverse saturation current and Id is the diode current in forward bias condition. So the in general Id is very greater than Is. So Is term can be neglected in comparison to Id. This Is term we can neglect in comparison to Id. So dId divided by dVd equal to Id divided by eta Vt. The Id we can neglect the term Is. So dVd divided by dId. So now reversing reversing the terms, dVt divided by dId equal to eta Vt by Id. We are taking the reciprocal of this LHS and RHS. The dVd divided by dId equal to eta Vt Id. Now implies that, so we know that R equal to V by I. So dVt divided by dId, as you know that the diode dynamic resistance dVt divided by dId equal to Rd eta Vt divided by Id. Taking the eta term as 1, as we know that the Vt term, the threshold voltage term at 300 degree Kelvin is 26 millivolt. By putting Vt equal to 26 millivolt and eta equal to 1, now the diode dynamic resistance is determined by Vd divided by dVd divided dId equal to Rd equal to 26 millivolt divided by Id. Using this equation, we can directly find out the dynamic resistance of the diode. Now, in this case, we did not consider about the resistance of the semiconducting material. Now, considering the semiconducting resistance of the semiconducting materials, the we can modify this dynamic resistance Rd dash equal to 26 millivolt divided by Id plus Rb. This resistance is known as body resistance of the semiconducting materials. The body resistance of the semiconducting materials. That means there will be some resistance, body resistance provided by the semiconducting material. This P type or N type provides some resistance. This resistance is known as body resistance. Typically, the AC resistance or dynamic resistance of diode in the active region is range from 1 ohm to 100 ohm. So now I hope you understand this AC or dynamic resistance. Now come to the average AC resistance. If the voltage input voltage swing is very large, in this case, if input voltage is signal is sufficiently large, that it will produce a broad swing, such that as indicated in the figure, that you see in the figure, the input voltage is large, so the swing is the swing of the quotient point is very large, swing of the operating point is very large. In this case, how we obtained, in this case, the resistance provided by the diode in the region of the operation is known as average or AC resistance. That means if the input voltage is very large, it will provide a broad swing. It will provide a broad swing of the operating point. The resistance provided by the diode in this region of operation is known as average or AC resistance. How this average or AC resistance is calculated? This is calculated by drawing a line to the maximum and minimum point in the curve, and using this lines, we find the difference voltage delta Vd and delta Id. This delta Id, now the average resistance will becomes R average equal to delta Vd divided by delta Id. This average resistance is known as delta Vd divided by delta Id. This point to point means the maximum point up to maximum point to minimum point. So our average resistance is delta Vd divided by delta Id. I hope you understand. You will understand the resistance of the crystal diode. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience.